It is now my pleasure to introduce our first speaker, Ms. Julie Schaffer. Julie is originally from Tucson, Arizona, where she attended South Point Catholic High School. After being inspired by an organic chemistry class in high school, she decided to seek a degree in biochemistry and molecular biology at UC Davis. Julie has worked for more than 3 years with UC Davis Student Housing and has dedicated a considerable amount of time in various internships at UC Davis Medical Center in Sacramento, and has provided care for medically underserved communities in Costa Rica. She also earned a minor in Spanish in the hopes that this will allow her to better communicate with a diverse population. Julie is currently applying to medical schools throughout the country and hopes to be a physician in the near future. Welcome, Julie.
It's as easy as riding a bike. Whoever came up with this saying has clearly never been to Davis, because Davis, college, and even riding a bike around here is pretty difficult sometimes. I came to Davis from out of state. I never expected to come to Davis, but I saw the ARC and fell in love. I can't be the only one who came just for the ARC membership, right? Being away from home, from everything familiar, was a real challenge for me. I never thought California would be so different from Arizona, but it turned out that only having been to Disneyland twice in my life was conversation worthy, and I never did meet a Californian who knew what a javelina is. I'm not going to tell you because we're college grads now, so we should know everything, so you'll have to look it up. Despite my differences, though, I quickly found that the people here at Davis were friendly, bright, and accepting. It is the people I have met here over the last 4 years that have truly made my college experience. The very first person who knocked on my dorm room door turned into my best friend. About a year later, I was offered a position as a resident advisor, which turned out to be life-changing. The professional staff instilled in me a drive to advocate for diversity and cultivated an always-present desire to help others. My multiple staffs reminded me that family is not defined by shared genetics. And the freshmen taught me that life cannot be perfectly planned, and that mental breakdowns and lockouts usually occur between 3 and 4 a.m. Everyone on my study abroad trip illuminated the fact that genuinely anything is possible if you set your mind to it. You can study abroad as a biochemistry major. You can navigate the subway system in a country where you don't speak the language. And you can walk down the steps reserved for Nobel laureates. So much of who we are now can be attributed to UC Davis. To the people who advocated for us to get here, thank you, Mom and Dad and Sarah and my godparents. To those who challenged us tirelessly week in and week out once we arrived here, anyone who took MCB 120L knows what I'm talking about. And those who have inspired us to continue into this world as better people. I want to have you all just take a moment out of this day that's meant to celebrate our accomplishments to thank the people who have gotten you to this point. So blow them a kiss or give them a round of applause if they're here, or send them a mental hug if they're not here today. During our time here, much has changed. I don't just mean with the campus, though I never did get used to calling it Rock Hall, but with the world in general. Steve Jobs passed away. Kate Middleton filled social media. Junk DNA was officially declared by the ENCODE Project to not actually be junk. The last Harry Potter movie was released. 3D printers became standard. The Occupy movement swept the country. Curiosity rover went to Mars. A pope retired. A Disney movie actually discouraged people from getting married the first day they meet. And some stuff happened in sports, probably. My guess is that a very small percentage of you will remember that all of these big events happened during our college years. Even less of you will remember that I was up here talking to you at all. Innumerable things can transpire over the course of 4 years, but it is the little personal moments that'll come to define us. Take a beat to remember all of your own favorite moments here. Savor this feeling of accomplishment. knowing that we are now part of the 32% of people in the US who've attained a college degree. And I hope that in the future, you'll remember to stop and smell the roses. And won't it smell nice when we're not surrounded by cows all the time? I like to think of college as training wheels for the real world. But the exciting thing is that UC Davis has prepared us well. Most of us are pretty good bikers now. As we enter into the real cruel world without financial aid, we must take more than just the lessons we learned in the classrooms if we want to strive. My own personal journey at UC Davis has left me with the mission of providing medical treatment to underserved communities. Collectively, we'll all have different goals while entering this wider world, and it is important to continue to strive for these goals, because in order to stay upright on a bike, you have to continue moving. There's been a number of bike riders who prove this at stoplights. So let's keep moving, class of 2014. Congratulations and best of luck on your ride onto the next big adventure.